Hi, welcome to TradeTheMBI. Just a little update for indicator members. There's times where, for whatever reason, TradeStation's environment will have you open up a workspace that we send out, and it just all you see is blank. Everything's been disabled. Now, here you can see that the future's been activated. Let me just show you what we can do. You can go to Enable Disable Future. So if you got this blank screen, it doesn't mean that the indicators aren't there. They're just basically turned off. And so what we can do is go to Format Analysis Techniques, and all of the different indicators that are preloaded on this chart will show up. And this is the same for every chart that you put in there. And so for instance, okay, what if we want the ratio hot? We just click Status, and then boom, the status turns to on. Say we want the shakeout indicator, we'll turn that on. Let's put the shark short on. That's a paint bar. We'll put the catfish on. And the new trend model, this is the one that turns your candles red and green based on the trend move. We'll turn that one on. We want to put on the GAM, which are the yellow candles, and of course the MBI paint bar, which are the MBIs, and we want our power mode too. Absolutely. We'll wait for the D omega. We'll do that one in a second. So we do that, and then boom, what it's going to do is it goes through and it recalculates the overall position, and then voila, there everything has appeared. Now we can go back to enable and disable strategies, put back the futures on, and then lo and behold, it's going to start to look like a regular chart. And voila. Now you'll notice this power mode doesn't have anything on there. If you plopped your power mode on, it would have all the different lines. Well, how does that happen? If you go to Format, you go to the inputs, and you'll notice that these read false. So if I were to go back and write in true, true, and true, these are all going to pop in the different lines for the chaos events and or the other lines that go above, and you would have your indicator looking like this. So that might be a little bit too busy in some instances, and so I recommend that you just go back and you type in false, false. Ooh, gotta spell it right though. If you don't, it will correct you and say you got to do it correctly. So this would convert you back to what you typically see on most of the charts, and it includes the chaos event. Now, you see these lines as thicker. If you have an issue with that, when you go back to your format part, you go into style, you click the weight of the line, and you pick the different ones, and you can adjust how thick the line is, whether it's a histogram. Scaling is important. That tells you which subgraph to put it in, and whether or not your numbers are going to show up on the right. If you put no axis, they won't show up at all. Now, why is that relevant? Well, let's go back to the D omega. So if we go back to Format Analysis by right-clicking, and boom, let's click on D omega. We'll turn it on, close. Oh no, disaster, what happened? Well, all it is that the D omega got pushed up into price, and those numbers don't match. So what you do is you just right-click it if you get the situation, Format. All right, and in this particular case, we want to go to Scaling. And you see it's at the same as the underlying. We don't want that. We want no axis for now. And let's put it in, subgraph 1 is the actual price. Let's put it in number 3. And we scroll down, push OK, and then boom, it automatically pops up in there. Now you can right-click the side if you want the price to show up, and you just check it, and boom, they come in here. You see how the lines are thinner, so you could go back to your format, and you click Style, and we'll make them thicker. So go to the delta, make it thicker, logos a little thicker, and you push OK, and lo and behold, boom, they pop up. So that's how you can take an empty screen and basically put all your indicators. Now, if the indicator wasn't even on here, you can also right-click, Insert Analysis Technique, and that's going to give you the list of all the indicators. So if there's an indicator that's not on there, you just be able to scroll. Like if you wanted to do the fib level retrace, you could just add it right there, and boom, it would pop up and give you a Fibonacci retracement based on X number of bars back. And we've talked about that. You can adjust it in the inputs. And in order to do it, if you just right-click the chart, you're going to get the random. But if you click one of the lines, it'll actually give you the indicator to adjust. So that makes it easy. Now, if we slide over here the radar screen real fast, last one. So if the radar screen looks like this, and you wanted to have the D omega test on it, all you would do is you can pick an empty cell. You can go over to the margin here and just right-click, format all analysis techniques, and then boom, they show up right here. So you would take the D-Omega test, click add. Yeah, we want it between, well, maybe we want it to see where the last was, so you can just move it down one. Boom. So now this is going to add the D-Omega on the radar screen instantly. Oh, and there it goes. And it starts to slowly do its math as it reads each of them. And they'll start to change. First, it'll start out, everything will probably be red, and then it begins to alter them as it begins to read. And that depends on how fast your processor is, what else is going on, um, variety of things like that. If for some reason it takes a while to do it, what I found works too is that you can go format it, and you can change the interval real quick, and it'll pop up. And if you needed to go back to it again, you click the minute again and select which time frame you want. And in this case, we were doing 78 minute. Let me click in there, 78. And you can set that as your default interval, so every time you load a signal on there, it will give you that minute chart, 78 minutes. You can do the same thing, if you want daily to be it. And so, oftentimes clicking that. But again, this is running through an awful lot of signals. And then see, the dailies will go first, and then it comes through and it'll start readjusting them. And it could take a little while for that to happen, but you see there's a lot of data, so you got to be careful how many symbols you put on there, depending on your processor. And it's going to take a couple minutes for it to finally do it. But once it does it and you save your workspace, you should be good to go. I don't recommend keeping the same workspace because you can always go through any of these and copy window and then paste it on another workspace. So easy, very effective ways to make adjustments to your charts. If it doesn't come out completely looking like this, we have a variety of different charts that are on this workspace that all have varying signals. Some of them will have the different strategies. In this case, is the Power Mode 2 Opus 2. This is intended for the 50,000 tick charts, where it follows using the ABM and it puts in new stops as it progresses. And this is one that's going to be adjusted now for the new D-Omega to give us a little bit cleaner short signals as well as sell signals. So another good one there. Hopefully that helps. As always though, I'm available by email if you have further questions.